Hello team, my name is Mahesh. So in this video, we are looking into another one DevOps project. So in this particular project itself, we are utilizing multiple services and multiple third-party integrations in this particular CI/CD pipeline and the overall in the overall architecture. So the at the end of the day, we are deploying this Tetris application onto the AWS EKS cluster. So it will be completely automated throughout the process that you are as you're seeing in the architecture diagram itself. So as the developer has created like the Terraform files and the application code that will require to deploy the Tetris applications onto the AKS cluster, but we need to do some modifications on that. We need to do some like configurations, and we need to do some actions to deploy that and create this particular architecture. So first of all, we will require one server that will create infrastructure for us, such as the Jenkins server that we need to create. The rest of the things are automatically done by the Jenkins server. So the Jenkins server will automatically create the AWS EKS cluster for us. It will also integrate with. We need to integrate with the SonarQube. We need to install the npm dependencies or security scan inside the application code. We are also scanning the file image for the security vulnerabilities for the CVE. We build the Docker image. We push to Docker Hub. Once the Docker image is pushed to the Docker, we can do scan with the Trivy or Docker Scout itself. We'll update the image in the ArgoCD, and throughout the another pipeline of the Jenkins itself, or throughout the manual process, we will create a EKS cluster, and throughout that we can able to deploy the applications or deploy the applications by using the Argo CD to the managed AWS EKS clusters. So that is the overall thing. You can find out the repository and the overall information about this particular repository on this particular page. I will provide the link in the box, and um, let's now create the we need to create the uh, Jenkins server. So if you can see, I am on that particular folder, and as you can see, I'm able to see the same hierarchy, and I have basically cloned this repository. So let's go on the Jenkins server.tf. Inside this, what we need to do, we have a multiple the Terraform files which are already created for us. So we need to do some modifications according to us, and we need to do some changes in that, so we can better utilize this particular pre-existing templates that are provided by the developer. So we need to do some modifications in the backend.tf. If we need to create the entire each and every file by manually, I need to create a single video around 2 or 3 hours long. So because of which we are leveraging the pre-existing modules or the files that are already created. So in the Terraform bucket file, as you can see, so in the Terraform file, as you can see, we need to create a backend in the S3. So the Terraform will once we run the Terraform init or Terraform plan or Terraform apply, it will create a file for us. It will basically uh, once we need to create this particular bucket itself. So what AWS S3, what the backend will do in the Terraform process. So it will as we do in the Terraform uh, uh, in this file. So what we need to do now in this file, as you can see, there is a backend S3, and there are some list of configurations that are available on this particular file itself. So basically, what this file basically doing, it will store our TF state file, or the I can say a state file, into the S3 bucket. So with that, we can able to do the versioning of that file. We couldn't lose that file, and we can protect our infrastructure code or protect our state file inside the S3 bucket. So throughout that, we can reduce the like um, I can say corruption of that file, or there are many more advantages into that. But now we are creating a S3 backend for our AWS for our TF state file. So we need to create a bucket with the same name inside our AWS account. So if you go inside our AWS account, go on the buckets and create bucket. So the bucket name we will put here. No need to change anything. Just click on create bucket. So the bucket has been created, and what we need to do now, we need to see like we can see what the things it will do. So let me show it to you. With the ec2.tf, it will create a t2.large instance with this particular AMI ID. Where the AMI ID is present, it will take from the AWS account itself, and throughout that it will basically the data block. It will fetch the some resources from the AWS API itself, and it will paste the API, our image ID over here, or we can also provide the variables.tfrs. So throughout that, it will get this all the information that are variabilized in this format. So if you can see in the variables.tfrs, you can see the VPC name, the internet gateway name, the subnet name, the route table names, security group, instance ID. All those things are uh, it will create by itself. So with the TF, you will see the variables.tf and variables.tfrs. So I have defined the variables on the which name it will call in the separate file with the variables.tf, and the variables.tfrs are mentioning a key value pairs basically to list out the like values of that files. So in the IAM instance profile, so I'm with the IAM instance profile, as you can see. Let me do a less and IAM instance profile. You can see the resources IAM instance profile. It will automatically it will connect to the role, and it will create an instance profile to connect our EC2 instance to get access. So throughout that, you can we basically provide access to a EC2 instance to communicate with other AWS resources. So this is the overall thing. With the IAM role, it will create a IAM role for us. As you can see, the IAM role has action to the our I can see it has allow access to the Amazon S3 bucket, Amazon EC2 itself, and for the provider, it will also store the some configurations about the provider AWS accounts and all. So provider.tfrs AP South one. So to communicate with the AWS account itself, I need a AWS. Uh, so okay, so unable to locate the credentials, I need to do AWS configure. So let's now do AWS configure. Let's go on console itself, go on IAM. Just a second. Yeah, users, your user ID, security credentials, access keys. So let's create access key for the CLI. Click on next, create access key. There you go. Access key is created. Paste access key and secret access key. Make sure these credentials are wait confidential. You can keep JSON. Yeah. So the S3, the keys has been created, and you can see the bucket has been created, and it will list the list of the things. So the key has been created, and also what you need to do, go on a vim slash etc and exports. Sorry, environments. On the environments file, you need to add some variables on this particular machine itself. So what are those? So we need to export some variables in this particular file to like suppose if our program calls for this particular variable for the access ID, secret access ID, so it will directly get from the export, or it can get from the variable section itself. So AWS access underscore key underscore ID, key underscore ID. So the ID that we have used, access ID, and the secret access ID. Export AWS underscore secret access underscore key. The key will be the secret key will be this one, and we need to export the region as well, the region that we are using. The region that we are using is AP South 1. So those are three credentials that you need to create on the exports file. After that, just do a save and quit. You need to do some export for 2 or 3 times to get, the variables get exported, and you can see as it you can see if it is exported correctly or not by using the grep. No, it still has it still haven't exported. It will take a little time, or you need to do logout login again to get this variable exported. Sudo hyphen I. Let's try now. Yeah, the variables has been exported successfully. So the AWS CL has been configured. The overall thing is configured. So click on done. I need to save for now. So as you can see, you need to create the server for our Jenkins and all those things. So just go on the Jenkins server.tf. I will explain the each and every process in detail itself as much as possible. So just do Terraform init. So it will initialize a repository. It will store the backend, the state file in the S3 bucket, and all those things it will done. So necessary actions will be taken. So if you can see the configured backend is S3, Terraform will automatically use this backend to configuration for the configuration change. So it will take a little time depending upon your internet speed. It will take a little time. Okay. The Terraform has successfully initialized. Let me see let me validate if there are some syntactical errors that we have created. So with the Terraform validate, you can see that the configuration is valid, and from the Terraform fmt command, you can format the particular syntax of the Terraform files. So if there are some unwanted space and the lines, unwanted gaps, so it will automatically do the, I can say, linting. So basically that it will do automatically by Terraform FMT. So the Terraform apply will do the change inside our AWS account, and we need to provide the variables file for it. Variables -5 variables TFRs. So it will give us an input, like it is saying log hyphen false. So we haven't created the DynamoDB yet to log the files. I will explain a bit later what is the log files and what it will do. But for now, it will create a resources, and you will see 10 resources will add, 0 will change, and 0 will destroy. So it has mentioned all those things. So it will create an instance profile. It will create IAM profile. It will attach the instance profile to IAM profile. It will create EC2 instance. It will create internet gateway, a route table, associate route table, security group, and subnet, VPC, and all those things. So it will create by default 10 files. So you 10 resources, I mean. So you need to just to accept and approve, and it will create the resources for us automatically. I need to show you guys one thing as well. So let me duplicate this session. Yeah. So as I'm already in the root, let me go on that folder, Jenkins server.tf, and inside this folder you will see the installation tools, and as well as in the if you can see in the ec2.tf, we have provided the user data. So user data is basically Bastion's, I can say, like a startup script, or the, I can say, um, let yeah. So it is basically startup script that you can basically mention. So throughout that, basically it is a template to install the tools or the necessary things for you. So in this case, we are installing the Java JDK because it is a dependency of the Jenkins. Open JDK 17. We are updating the repository of the Jenkins. We are installing the Docker. We are running a Jenkins server on the Docker itself. Throughout this command, Docker hyphen, as already I have created a video about the Docker. Uh, we are deploying the SonarQube inside the Docker itself. We are configuring the AWS CLI with that. We are installing the kubectl and the Terraform and the Trivy. So all those things are done by this particular Bootstrap script, I can say. So throughout that, it will automatically do the configuration for us as well. We don't need to change, we don't need to do installation by manually by using the manual approach. It will do for us automatically. So in the first you can see the resources has been added. Their resources has been added. So you can do Terraform apply again. So the Terraform is a, I can say, if you have created the resources already, so depending, it will verify the I can say the state file is already created on the S3 bucket. So it will just do very look out for that look out for that file and look out the changes that we are applying the same file again and again. So it will not change our resources every time. It will not create a resources duplication. It is idempotent in nature, so it will not gonna change anything in the infrastructure. It is saying the resources has been all it is already present on our account. So throughout that, just go on the AWS account and inside the EC2 itself, you can see the instance is already created over here with the t2.large image and the public IP address is present. So let me connect with that EC2 instance with the root and connect. Yeah. So what I need to check, I have mentioned the Bootstrap script in the particular in the ec2.df file itself. So it needs to be run in this particular virtual machine or the EC2 instance. So let me see Jenkins version. So Jenkins version is present 2.48 and I need to see Docker version. So Docker is also present. I need to do Docker PS. It's working. The SonarQube is which is already running over here. Terraform version. Terraform is also present. We need to do kubectl version. Kubectl is also present, and we need to do AWS version with the AWS CLI. I'm into with the AWS is also already present, and for the Trivy version version. It's already present. Okay, cool. So all those files are already present in the machine itself. So what you need to do now, you need to get the public IP address of this particular machine, and you need to access the Jenkins server, which is running on port 8080. So the initial password secret is present on this particular path, where leave the Jenkins and the secret's initial password. You can do the cat copy path and paste the administrative. So it will select the suggested plugins to we'll mostly use the suggested plugins to run the Jenkins server smoothly, and we'll later on we'll add our Jenkins plugins that we will require to do the necessary things. So let's wait for some time. It will automatically do the things for us, and it will create a resources. It will basically creating it is building our Jenkins server. So just wait for some time. Okay, the Jenkins server has created. Let me quickly do the configuration of this admin.com. You can use the username and password. It will not authenticate or it will I'm not going to validate all those things right now. So just go on the manage Jenkins. You need to install the plugins. Go on plugin section, available plugins. Search for the AWS credentials. We also need a pipeline plugin pipeline for the stage view. We will require to see the what is the particular stage that are running, and AWS steps. There is a plugin for AWS steps to check out with the AWS API. So just click on install. So it will install the plugins for us, and after that we need to just wait for some time. It will install, and after that we need to add the credentials and all those things you need to do in the on the Jenkins itself as well. Okay. So as you can see, the plugins has been already added in the section. Just go on the manage Jenkins, go on the credentials, global scope, create add credentials, and select the AWS credentials, global scope as well. And AWS underscore key. Here, the description will be same. I will place the same. And we need to create the another key because I haven't saved the previous one. Let me see. Or I can just copy paste the same key from here. Uh, uh, dot AWS credentials. So this is my key, the key which I am using, and the secret access key. So this is the secret access key. Let's go and create. So I have created my secret access key and secret access key. So that is the need for now. So the secret has been created. Good. Let's go on the dashboard, create new item, EKS, Tetris, TAT. Okay, EKS project, and it is a pipeline project. Click on OK. Discard all builds. It is a like you can keep this as optional, but it is a I can say uh, best practice to keep the minimum builds as possible to keep the server in the best way. So in the Jenkins pipeline code, if you can see, there are multiple files already created, such as to create the Jenkins there is a Jenkins file that are present to create a Terraform image, a Terraform basically to create a Terraform resource to create deploy the Trivy application as well. So what you need to do now? Okay. So the the Terraform file which is already present, just go and copy this file and present on our machine, present on our Jenkins server itself. So let me explain this in detail and so so play for now. Just ignore this line. And for the pipeline itself, in the stage agent, because basically it will use the default agent or the Jenkins server itself as agent. So in the stage view, I'm just cloning my Git repository from the my GitHub account. After that, I just go on this particular with the credentials with the AWS key as well. I'm going to my eks.tf folder. So if you can see, there is one folder eks.tf. Inside that, the structure, the I can say the Terraform file structure which is already present. So I just go there and run a script which is the bash script as well. Terraform init. So it will initialize the repository. It will store another state file in the S3 bucket. So we need to create an S3 bucket, or we can utilize the same one as well. So in the same in the same path again, we can e- everything remains same. Just the AWS key and like the in the same folder itself, dir. We are running the Terraform validate to validate our resources. Is it a valid or not? The syntax is valid or not. Terraform will not validate the AMI ID or the image size or image type. Those kind of things are not validated by Terraform validate. So with the script itself, you can mention the script file, a Terraform var file, and the params.var variable name. So in the parameters section, if you can go inside the property, you can see the string for the if you can see the string, let me show you file hyphen name. So inside the file hyphen name, where you can see that inside the file hyphen name is equals to file hyphen name. So in this name section itself, you can basically do the action. So inside the file.name, you can provide the file.name. In the Terraform action itself, this is the but basically a stage name that you are providing with the AWS credentials. With the script itself, you are with using the parameters, and with the Terraform actions, in the particular directory, you are doing some kind of a you can say you can do some kind of a like I can say um, like I'm you are setting up a conditions to do those these kind of a things. So suppose the Terraform action is apply to, it will automatically apply the change to the Terraform resource. Suppose it destroy to, it will destroy the resources. And if we haven't provided any specific value, so it will consider it as invalid and move doesn't do anything. So with the if else or with the if the parameters and the Terraform action. So in if you can see in the name section, you have a choice to apply or destroy. The description will be mentioned for our particular reference and the name. Same go value goes here. The default value variables.tfr for the file name that we are using. The description to specify the file name for the Terraform TFR files. So these are basically thing you need to highly focus on the indentation of this particular file, and if there are some indentation issues, you need to before building process you need to sort out that, otherwise the pipeline will fail in middle between somewhere. So just go on build the application. uh, until it's building, we can look for the TFR files. So if you click on dot, it will automatically open in the web editor. So let me open it. And so once you go on my GitHub account, you will find out there is one project which is created, DevSecOps Tetris project. So in this project, you will see the all the folders or the directory structure which is already created to create the Jenkins servers to deploy the applications at this stage. So in this particularly in this particularly session itself, we are looking into by scratch. We are building the application and the Jenkins pipeline itself, and you can reference those same values from the particular this code as well. So this repository is particularly created by the Aman Pathak, and throughout that we can successfully able to build the Tetris application, as well as we can able to deploy that application to the EKS cluster. So in this particularly I can say in this particularly project itself, we can first we need to clone this repository on our local itself, and we need to do some changes on it. So, so I have one local server that with me. So let me do git clone. I have cloned the repository successfully. You can go on the DevSecOps Tetris project, and inside this project, you need to go on the Jenkins server.tf. So the Jenkins server.tf has some requirements or prerequisites that you need to follow. So first of all, you need to configure the AWS CLI on the local machine that you have, or the AWS EC2 instance that you are creating. It need to be configured with the AWS configure, or you need to configure the AWS CLI according to your according to the needs, or you need to connect to the AWS CLI throughout the credentials and all. So with the AWS configure, you need to provide the access key, secret access key, region, and the default I can say output format. So once you've done that, you need to go on the you need to do vim etc and the environment file. So in the environment file, you will mention some of the credentials, or some of the variables that you will require to run the Terraform file successfully onto a local machine. So we can use those three values, such as for the access ID, we are using this particular access ID. Make sure these credentials are kept as a secret, so you should not share with anyone. So so the secret key, which is the secret key, access ID and secret access ID, which are required by AWS to connect, and the default region. Once you've done that, you need to go onto the Jenkins project, and here itself, you need to configure the backend according to your needs. So if you go and do less and backend.tf, so you'll see there is a backend which is configured as a S3 bucket. So the backend are created to store the Terraform TF state file to keep things secure, and there is no Terraform file corruption, or such things could not happen. At a time, single user can do changes on the changes with the Terraform itself. So because of which we are leveraging the DynamoDB table, as well as we need to create the S3 bucket. So this is my S3 bucket name, which this bucket are like the regions. The name will be the region unique name you need to create. Just go on a create bucket on the AWS itself. You need to paste that. After that, what you need to do, create bucket. So once you've done that, so the key value denotes this particularly Terraform TF state file will create one folder called Jenkins server.tf, and inside that it will store the Terraform TF state file. So you can create a multiple folder structure, and you can store you can store the Terraform TF file in the same bucket, as well as you can do that with the key. So the another thing that you need to do, you can go do less on the ec2.tf. I'll just explain the every function of this particularly file. So it will create an EC2 instance, the AMI ID, which are automatically fetched from the AWS API itself, that with the AWS credential, AWS that we have configured. After that, the instance type, which is t2.large, which is not in come in the under free tier. Key name, which is the key name, it is stored on the variables file separately, and all those values are variabilized in the variables.tfrs. Variables.tfrs, I mean, yeah. So in the user data, you can see the tools install.sh. So we'll look into that. So less tools install.sh. So in that, you can see there is a installation of the Java. After that, it will install the Jenkins. It will install the Docker. It will run the Jenkins cluster on it. Jenkins container on it. It will run a SonarQube container. It will run AWS. It will download and configure the AWS CLI for us, kubectl and Terraform. So all those and the Trivy also. So all those configurations are done by using this particularly shell script file. And rest of the things are IAM role profile are created to connect to the EC2 instance. You can connect. You directly cannot attach the IAM role to the EC2 instance, because of which you need a IAM instance profile. So IAM policy, which is attached to the IAM role. Again, the provider, which will require to configure your region and the provider that you're using, which is in this case we are using the AWS. So variables and variables.tfrs, it will define all those variables that we will require. So if you can see the VPC name that we're using, Jenkins VPC, internet gateway name, subnet name, and all those configurations are mentioned over here. If you need to change anything in the, like suppose you need a VPC with a specific name, you can just do modifications on that. So what you need to do now, we have created a bucket in the AWS console itself. So how we can check the bucket is created or not? Using the AWS S3 LS. So we'll get the output. So the my Jenkins EKS version 1 bucket has been created. So just do Terraform init. It will initialize the repository. It will download the necessary plugins packages. It will keep the it will create a Terraform TF state file in the S3 console, S3 bucket itself. Okay, the Terraform is successfully initialized. What you need to do now? Terraform plan hyphen variables var hyphen file, or you can also validate the syntax, is it correct or not. So the Terraform validate will do it will validate the syntax. It will not it will not look for the if it's particularly AMI ID is present on the AWS or not, or this particularly value is present on the on that or not. It will just check the syntax of the Terraform TF state file and all. That's all it will check. And based upon that, it will provide the success report. So after that, we can do Terraform FMT as well to format the if there are some unwanted space or unwanted like lines present on your Terraform files, etc. TF files. So you can use the Terraform FMT, and it will automatically sort out that. Basically, it will do a linting YAML type of linting. It will do. After that, you can do Terraform plan hyphen var hyphen files and variables.tf vars. So it is saying the DynamoDB has not found, and what we can do, we to skip this particular error, or I can say particular this error only. We can use the log hyphen false. So if we do log hyphen false, it will automatically create the resource. So it will create 10 resource, and in this resource you can see it is a create an instance profile. It will create the attachment. It will create a EC2 instance. It will create a gateway. It will route table, and all those things it will create as mentioned on the uh, our Terraform files. So just do Terraform plan. Either plan, you can just do apply. So it will up once you do apply, it will like create the same resources on the AWS account. You need to just give a confirmation, click on yes, and it will do the rest. You don't need to do anything. It will take a little time, and once it complete, you can log in, you can log into the the is you can log into the EC2, the I'm into the EC2 instance that is getting created. So the Jenkins server which is already running, and let me log into this server. Or yeah, okay. So let me connect to this machine using the root, and let's connect. So I'm using the connection. So okay, so I just logged into the machine. Let me verify a few things, such as the Jenkins haven't even version. It has installed the Jenkins or not. So okay, the Jenkins it not yet installed. So it will take a little time again. So just wait for some time to run that bootstrap script that we have created. So it is getting like initialized on the machine. So it will take a little time. So just wait for the initialization to be done. So as you can see, the Jenkins version has output now. It has installed. So for Docker hyphen version, uh, Docker yes. Okay, Docker has not yet installed. So just wait for some time. So the Bootstrap is running behind. Yeah, the Docker is successfully installed too. You can do the Docker PS. This script is running. After that, we can see for the Terraform. Terraform is still running. Just wait for some time again, and all the resources that we will require, or the dependencies that we will require, it will install that automatically. Okay, the Terraform is also installed. We will so it will install the kubectl, and after that the AWS CLI. So and after that the Trivy. It will install the Trivy on the machine. So all those things it will install by default. And what you need to do now, you can get the public IP of this machine, and you can just do login to this machine. Not login, you can just access the Jenkins server UI with this particularly IP colon 8080. So you just need to provide the initial password, and you can just paste cat. So this is the initial level password, and paste. So just do go with the suggested plugin. Also, like while this is getting done, you can just go on over here AWS-configure, and you just need to configure the same resource by using the the credentials that we have in the exports file. Exports. Yeah. Sorry, the environment file, not the exports. So in the environment file, the secret access key, and paste it over here, and the secret access key. So those two things that you will mainly require, and AP South one, which is my closest region, AP South one, and the output format will be JSON. So this is the thing. It has now access to the AWS S3 S3 CLI itself, and yeah. Okay, all the installation has been done. You just need to do I can say you just need to log into the or log into the Jenkins UI, and you just put the initial level credentials. It will not get validated, so you can just use the whatever the credentials that you have. And after that, once you came on the Jenkins, just go on manage Jenkins and plugins. After that, you will require two plugins with the AWS pipeline. AWS, there is a one plugin for the AWS credentials, as well as there is one plugin for the pipeline. For the pipeline, you will require a stage view pipeline, and after that, you will require uh, there is one another one plugin called uh, so um, those are three plugins that you will require. First two was those, and another one was pipeline AWS steps. So just wait for some time. Once it get installed, you need to just go on the credentials section and you need to add your credentials on that page. Okay. So the installation is complete, and after that, what you need to do, click on credentials, global scope, click on add credentials. With the AWS credentials and ID will be AWS-key. The description will be same, and access key and secret access key you need to copy and paste. So the access key is with this one, and secret access key will be this one. So both things are pasted. Click on create. After that, this is the thing that you will mostly require. After that, just go on a dashboard, click on new item. So you can just use the EKS project. You can give whatever name you want. Go on a pipeline project. After that, just discard old builds for the I can say with the like for the best practices that we do. This project has parameterized. Add parameters. We can use the parameters later on in this section, and just go and click on hello world. So it will give a little template about it. So just first step that we will require, which is the git checkout. So the first stage, which is git checkout. So in this stage, what we will require to do. So I'm not just following the steps. I just need to like configure all those things. Go on a pipeline syntax. Go for the git. After that, just provide the repository URL. So this is the repository URL. Main. The branch will be main. So you can see the branch name as a main, and just click on add credentials. Copy this entire thing, paste as this one. So the first step has done. After that, in the second stage, what you need to do, in the second stage, there is another one thing. You can just utilize this and initialize the Terraform. Init Terraform. So in the init Terraform, you need to go on a specific directory for that. So the directory which is basically you're creating EKS cluster, right? So in the EKS cluster, you need to go on eks.tf directory. So for the directory, you will require this dir. So the dir change. So the path will be the EKS hyphen TF. So this will be path. Just copy this block and you need to paste inside a steps block. So just remove this. You just don't require this for now. Inside a steps block, you can paste those credentials and yeah, in the directory you have in the steps itself you have placed the directory block, and before that you just once you when inside the steps itself you also need to do with the AWS. So basically this job will run on AWS, so you will require a AWS with AWS. There is a one with AWS setting nested block. Okay, AP South one. The endpoint URL you don't need to provide the AWS key, the credential, this one, and the region. You just need to copy this. After that, paste. Okay, we have added the script, added the with AWS credentials. After that, you just need to run one module for the script. So script, double curly braces. Inside the script, you just need to write the Terraform init. So this command will run on this particular folder, Terraform init. So it will initialize the repository. With the same, you just need to create another one structure. So just go and copy this particular entire stage. Once you copy, just you need to paste on the second stage. On the second stage, what you need to do, the Terraform has initialize has been done. You need to do Terraform plan. As to basically we can validate the code as well. So let's validate a TF Terraform. After that, you just don't need to change anything. You just do Terraform validate hyphen lock lock is equals to false. So this the thing has done. Terraform validate has been done. After that, the Terraform plan. In the Terraform plan, you just need to do Terraform plan, and you just need to change the commands in the stages. So Terraform plan hyphen var hyphen file variables dot tfrs. So we'll just whatever what we can do, we can just I'll just provide the end output, or I can just write the entire thing and I just give a brief about it. So basically, it is taking a lot of time, and you can just reference it by the get my GitHub account as well. Just yeah. So the Terraform plan, basically we are providing the same Terraform variables.tfrs and the Terraform file. After that, what we need to do, we can just copy this stage. After that, do Terraform action. Terraform action. Once you do that, with the Terraform action, you need to configure specific variables, or I just need to let's copy the Terraform action parameter from the code itself. And after that, I'll just explain the brief about it, because it will require some, you need to do some conditioning to do those kind of a things. So in the pipeline code, you can just go on the EKS Terraform. After that, you just need to go on this particular file itself, and you can just copy this particular stage. So let me see, I'm copying this correct or not. Uh, okay, so this is the action that we are taking with the AWS credentials, AWS keys, the region that we are using, the parameters. You can see the parameter section on this page. You can see there is a one directory. You can see the entire code block as mentioned over here. So in the directory, everything remains same. You can just keep the script block outside, and you just need to just echoing that function, Terraform action. It will give me like it will ask for my like parameters. After that, it will run the specific action based upon the the parameters that I'm providing, such as apply. If I have provided apply, it will apply the Terraform apply. It will do. If I provide the destroy command, it will automatically destroy that. And if there is a no command which is provided, it will throw an error. So I just need to do a simple modification on that. You just need to do log hyphen false. So if you haven't created a DynamoDB table, you just do a log hyphen false for the all the three commands. Okay, so I have also added the property section where the parameters will be. There are two parameters. First one is a string, which is I can say a string as a data type. After that, I'm just providing some values. A default value will be variables.tfrs as we have mentioned as we need to mention here also. So the second, the description and the name of the whatever we call. Another one is the choice, apply or destroy. In the section description, you can just do a name and description that whatever you require. So in this latter point of this, I can say pipeline itself, we are calling that variables and the parameters itself. Just click on apply and save, and after that, just click on build now. Okay, so the build has been started, and let's go and see the there are some updates. Yeah, it has started the Terraform initialization. Okay, so I by mistakenly mentioned the for the validate I have mentioned the log. So there is no log which will require to validate the syntax. So I just need to remove that from the Terraform validate. So let me remove this and just click on save, apply, and just build with parameters. Click on apply. So another one pipeline. After that, let's see there are some errors or not. Yeah, it has started to do a plan. After that, it will go. Yeah, it has failed because of some reason. No nine resource to add. There is no matching subnet found. Okay, with the AWS subnet. Okay, okay. And there are some issues in the EC2. So or the let me see a Terraform validate on the VPC line number 15. So let me check that on the VPC.df line number 15. So in the line number 15, on this particular place, whatever the internet gateway is mentioned on this particular thing. So just go on the EC2, ec2.tf, and line number 15. Okay, there is no line number 15 has mentioned. Okay, there are what was the error then? The line number 15, AWS subnet. Okay, so I have mentioned with the data AWS subnet. Okay, so I just need to do go whatever what I need to do. I just need to go on this particular file itself, upc.tf, upc.tf, and I just need to use the I can say on the line number 15. It is now creating. So it has created the EC2 instance. So I just modify my code, and there are some syntax error, and there are some glitch. There are some unwanted values are present on this code. So I just have update. I just have updated all those things, and it is now creating a cluster. So if you can see on the this stage, it has done the Terraform plan, validate all those things it has done, and now it is doing a Terraform action. So after once this thing is done, after this thing has been created, we will get the T2 dot medium. We'll get a Kubernetes cluster with size of a T2 dot medium and three instances. So this is the cluster that we are getting. So it is currently, that pipeline is currently in the running stage, and yeah, it is about to complete. It will create a little, it will take a little time to complete the EKS cluster and the node group setup. And after that, once it will complete all those things, you can see the Terraform action as completed. And I just have modified some things as well in the pipeline file. I've just added the clean workspace, which is the clean WS from the syntax generator. And I just didn't modify anything. Everything keep as by default. So, so this is the progress, and this is the file is running currently. Okay, the EKS cluster is still on the running stage. We'll just go on the dashboard. We'll build the application, or for now, just create another item. And in this particular the item, we'll do that. Do the like the we'll set up a Jenkins pipeline to deploy the Tetris version 1 application. So the uh, Tetris -v1. So we will require a Tetris -v1 with the Jenkins with the pipeline file. Discard old builds and the with the old builds we can just we will require some click on apply and save. We'll require some before we building the pipeline or before we building the code. We can just go on the Jenkins. We will require some plugins, and throughout the plugins we can do the actions. Just go on the plugin section, search for the plugins, select for the Docker, uh, install plugins, Docker. We'll require Docker, Docker Commons, Docker Pipeline, Docker API. So those plugins that we will require. And the build step as well, we will require to build the code. In the second part, we will require Eclipse because the Eclipse is just wait. Yeah, Eclipse Terraform install. It is basically Java. It is used to download the Java, and we will require a Node.js. Node.js for because the application that we are using, which is built on a Node.js. After that was dependency check, OWASP, OWASP dependency check. After that, we will require another one, SonarQube scan. So those things, those tools are the plugins that we will require. And we just collecting throughout the available plugins. Just click on install. It will take a little time to do the installation. Yeah, as you can see, the plugins has installation has been successful. So, as you can see, the Docker container that is already running on our cluster itself. So just go on the with the public IP on the your EC2 instance. There is one another SonarQube container is running, which is port working on port 9000. So just go on a SonarQube. Let's check the status for the EKS. EKS. It will take 10 minutes more. Yeah, it is creating a notebook now. Okay, just go on SonarQube with the admin credentials and old password admin1. So just update this. We are in a Jenkins. Go in the SonarQube. Sorry, in the SonarQube, just go security. Uh, on the configuration itself, on the security users. After that, just create a token for the user. So it will be no expiration. This is the token. Just click on copy paste configuration webhooks. Create webhook. Name of the webhook that we will require to set. The Jenkins webhook, we are keeping a name as a Jenkins. After that, just paste the webhook paste the secret that the webhook has been created and the Jenkins server URL. So just paste this token. So it's SonarCube 8080 slash SonarCube SonarQube hyphen webbook. Webbook. So this URL will use as a like the webhook for to initialize the SonarQube. Just click on create. The URL has been created successfully. So what you need to do now? Okay, just we don't need to provide any secrets. So just go and cancel. Okay, so now let's create a new webhook. This webhook called as a Jenkins. We just need to provide the URL of the Jenkins server. This is the URL, and after that, sonar cube hyphen webhook slash. So this is the URL, and you don't need to provide any secret. Just click on create. So the webhook has been created. Just go on a dashboard of the Jenkins, and we need to configure the things. So as you can see, the EKS cluster has been created. Go on a dashboard. Go on the backend Tetris version 1. Click on configure. After that, what just go on a dashboard. After that, manage Jenkins. On the configuration tab, on the tools section itself, you just go on a tools section. After that, just add the JDK. So the JDK version that we will require will take automatically from the Adobe. We have installed that package, right? So just go and select the 17 version, name as a JDK. The kit we will require nothing. Don't need to use SonarQube scanner. Add the SonarQube scanner. Uh, Sonar Sonar scanner. The SonarQube scanner will be required as a latest version that just for the Node.js, select the Node.js and name as a Node.js version 16.2 that we will require because this application is built on 16.2. So just go on these version 16.0, 16.2.0, um, 16.2.0, and we will require after that dependency check called as a DP check. This dependency check will automatically install throughout the GitHub. After that, there will be a Docker and Docker called as a latest, so it will install automatically with the docker.com. So it will install the latest. We don't need to change anything as such right now. And for the SonarQube, we will require to integrate throughout the from the systems tab. So just go to systems tab because it is a third-party tool. Third-party tool. You need to integrate onto the Jenkins itself. So on the systems tab, there is option for add SonarQube, sonar-server, the server URL of the SonarQube. This is the SonarQube, and this is the URL. So just copy paste. You need to provide the authentication token. So the token that you will require. So go in the credentials, paste the token that you have copied. On the SonarQube, just in the security tab, users. So you have created the token. The token section. I revoke this. I just forgot. Generate. So this is the token. You can just paste username you don't require, which is the text, secret text, and secret will be this one. ID will be sonar-token to get authenticated with the SonarQube basically. Sonar token has been set, and yeah, just click on apply and save. After that, you don't need to do anything. You just go on the dashboard, and you need to also in the manage Jenkins, you need to add the credentials for your Docker as well. because we will require a Docker. We are building the application in the Docker, and as well as we were pushing the application to the Docker container. So with the username password, uh, the username will be and then what to the password and Docker prescription will be Docker. So this is my username and password credentials for the Docker, which are stored over here. So this thing is done. You just need to go on the dashboard itself. You need to paste the Jenkins file that we have, and with the Jenkins file, you can go ahead with that. Just gonna pipeline code Tetris version 1. Just copy this and you can paste it over here. So let me explain in detail. So what is it doing? So it will do git checkout. After that, it will do it will do a Trivy scan. It will after that it will build the image and push to the tag and push to the Docker hub. After that, it will again pull the image from the Docker hub to the Trivy scan. It will check out the code, deploy the it will it will update the manifest file, and after that it will build the application. So this is the overall thing. Just need to copy and do some modifications on that code. Copy. Okay, let's build. So in the configuration tab, as you can see on the Jenkins file that we have. So in this Jenkins file, we are doing a lot of things, such as we check out the code, we'll do the SonarQube analysis, we'll do the quality check, which is the integration of the SonarQube itself. We'll install the dependencies. We'll do the OWASP security scan, which will found out is there any security vulnerabilities present on there. Is there any vulnerabilities present on the dependencies? After that, it will do a Trivy scan of that particular file system itself with the Trivy FS itself. I mean, after that, it will build the. After that, it will build the image. It will push the Docker image. Again, it will pull the from the Docker. Do a Trivy scan with that. Do the code change with this particularly bash script to update the build number, update the credential, username, and the image, latest image with the build number. And after that, it will do commit on the in the deployment file. After that, the ArgoCD will look out for this particular file and do the necessary updates on that. So it will currently doing a quality check. SonarQube analysis has been done. So if you go on the SonarQube itself, you will find out there is one project and it has already found there are two bugs which is present. So there are two bugs which has been found, and it is basically basically security vulnerabilities, code coverage, or there are some like duplications, or there are some unwanted poor written code is present, line duplication, all those things it will mention on this review version 1 and this particular SonarQube console itself. So it is doing installation dependencies. Once this is done, you can. Okay, there are some issues with the dependency check. Let me check. Okay. Okay, so might be haven't configured the OWASP dependency scan. So just go on the manage Jenkins. Let me check on that. Go on tools section. You can see the option in the tools section. OWASP dependency check. It is already present over here with the 11.0 version. So let me check what was the issue exactly getting. So I just need to verify with the uh, my core my Jenkins file itself. Just go on configuration, and in the tools I have mentioned all those things correctly. So SonarQube scanner, dependency check, directory Tetris hyphen version one, DP hyphen check. C is capital. Let me check on my tools section. Jenkins tools. Okay, the C is a small. I just need to update, apply save, and I will try again to run the same pipeline. Okay, because of the there are some spelling typo mistake. The OWASP securities can get failed, and now it is running fine. If you go and see the logs of it, it will download the database which has stored the multiple CVs, and thought that it will automatically check the list popular CVs and all. So it will require some time to download the database and all, but wait for some time. So it has there are multiple types of record. The CVE database it has. So it will download one by one all the CVE database. It will require some time as well as it will take some data disk storage as well. And throughout that database itself, it will automatically scan the entire CV throughout the entire CV database. It will scan the particular this Travis project and will get the output as whatever the dependency issues that are present with this particular application. So there are some in the previous version of the some specific Node.js dependency has some RG related issue. So you'll get the total information in with this particular report itself. Okay. So actually I have removed the OS dependency scan because it is taking a lot of time for me to the download the database itself because of my network internet issue. So I'm just going ahead with I have just commented that lines. with the double slash, you can see on this particular thing, OWASP dependency scan has been commented out. So this will comment this will automatically get commented, and it is now building the Docker file. It will again do the it will again do the things. And in the workspace itself, it has created the Trivy report. So in the Trivy report, you can see we can see the in the tree in the Trivy in the Trivy report, you can see the vulnerabilities related to the image. So the Docker has successfully built the application. After that, it is doing in the it is now building the application. After that, it will do the Trivy scan, and it will push and it will do the Trivy scan. After that, it will update the kubeconfig file. So just wait for some time, and it will take a little time to do that. After that, you can. Okay, the build has been completed. Just now, let's see. You can see the build has been completed with the and it has mentioned as a Tetris version 1 called latest. So it will push the application to the Docker Hub. It has successfully pushed. If you can log in to Docker Hub, you can see that image is present there. So let me log in to my Docker Hub account. Let me go. Edit. So the repositories, you can see there is a repository called version 1. The revision 6, so the image has been pushed. So it is doing a Trivy scan, and do it will show us the vulnerability that has present with this particular Docker image. So just wait. There are some vulnerabilities that may arise after the build is complete. After the like the we use the particular Docker image might be that is vulnerable, or there are some components in that Docker image that is might be a vulnerability to for this cause. So okay, so there are some issues related to the detection, I guess, and because of which it has failed. So it not able to made the commit to the GitHub account. No issue on that. On the last stage, it got failed to update the deployments.yaml. No issue on that. Just let's see whatever the errors that it is got. So in the build number 6 on the workspace itself, it has created that file, trip image scan. So in the image scan, you will see it is not there are unknown vulnerabilities at well lower more than 1,000 medium, and there are separated with this particular database tribute database itself. So it is not visible correctly right now, but if we can save this report in the HTML format, we can see in the tabular format. So this is the error that this is the vulnerability that we have got, and we have successfully built the Docker image. So in the next part, we will look into uh, we have done all those things to push the image to the Docker Hub. In the next part, we will update the kube config and connect with the ArgoCD and deploy the applications to the EKS cluster. So that's it.